What is up, guys? Welcome back to another TBC Classic video. So today I want to show you guys a couple of insane things you can do in slave pens as a mage in TBC Classic. And basically I want to show you guys how you can solo insane AoE pulls in slave pens as a mage. And you can do this already at level 60. And you've probably seen some mages selling slave pens boosts. And the fact is that you can start selling those boosts at level 60. So that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you the tricks that I'm using, as well as the pull itself, just to give you guys an in-depth example, as well as just a guide on how to do these things. So we'll go through 2 ledge tricks that are still working so far. So let's just go through the entire pull. Okay, so to begin with, I pulled the 2 lobsters in the back. I started recording this a bit late. From here, you want to try to blink through these 2, but also try to pull them. So get into combat, pull those 2, do a jump cone of cold just to not take any damage, and also slow them down. And I did say I was going to use 2 ledge tricks, so I can show you both of them. I'm mainly using one, but the other one is good as a backup, and it could be used to make the farm even better, but it requires a lot of practice to get that one to work. Either way, you have 2 ledge tricks, so if one gets fixed, then you have the other one as a backup. And having a backup could be great for these farms, because we found a ledge trick in the TBC beta that got fixed during beta, so the fact that these 2 ledge tricks are still working is kind of insane. I would expect it to get fixed sooner rather than later, but if they fix one of them, well, you have the other one. So let's go through it. From here you have all of the mobs gathered up. From here you want to use a rank 1 blizzard just to slow them down. Use it again, once again, just to slow them down. And I've kind of messed up a little bit on the timing here, but this is the ledge that you want to use. So just jump up here, then you should move a little bit further in on the ledge itself, because you can see some of the mobs still stand around me, so try to move a little bit further in, but I will survive, it's no problem. So I take some damage over there. Like, this is where you want to block. If you can get yourself over there before you block, then all of the mobs will just run straight past you. And you can see all of the mobs will now go up the ledge on the other side, which is basically the ledge trick we used on the beta as well. So from here, you're basically using this ledge as a reset for the farm itself. Now, you could just start killing from here, but I do a couple of things to get some more mobs into the pool itself. So when you see the mobs start to get to you, you can pull those guys, by the way, to the left, you can pull those as well. What I do is I just go straight for the one in the other corner. So you have some mobs all the way over there. Try to get to them, try to slow these guys first if they are too close. Like for me, they were a bit close, so I'm just going to slow these guys down a bit. And from here you want to gather the mobs. You can pull the mobs in the corner to the left that you can see as well, and you can also pull the mobs in the middle. I choose not to do that for this video. Well, I do it usually, and I've used this method to level up my mage. And whenever I do that, just pull the guys in the middle as well, and the ones to the left. The only thing you want to focus on is that when you pull the guys in the middle over here, make sure the boss is not in the way, because if they run into the boss, then they will pull the boss. So you want to pull the guys in the middle with a rank 1 blizzard when the boss is up the stairs. So keep that timing in mind, and that's pretty much it. From here, whenever one of these technicians casts a rain of fire, just counterspell, and walk behind the wall if possible, so he doesn't start casting it again. The guys in the middle have more technicians, so when you pull those, there's a chance 2 of them are casting Rain of Fire at the same time, in which case you don't really have to counterspell, you just have to run and hide, and wait for them to finish casting. So from here, you just wait as long as you want to, you jump down, you try to blink yourself over here, because this is where you want to use a rank 1 blizzard once again, just to gather the mobs up, and when you feel you have them gathered up, that is when you start killing, and you basically just go back and forth and use this as a kiting strategy. So right here I'm going to use a presence of mind, or a pom, and then also a flame strike, because I'm pom spec'd into flame strike. So presence of mind, flame strike, then use blizzards again. I kind of messed up the timings, that's not really a problem anyway. I just want to show you guys how to do it. So when they get too close, just jump up here. Exactly how to do the jump, you might have to try it out once or twice before getting it, but try to copy my exact mechanic. So don't jump sideways or anything, just look at the wall, go all the way into the wall, then jump straight forwards. Don't do any side jumps or anything, just jump straight into the wall, and you should have the entire trick. That is how you use the ledge. So from here, they are pretty much gathered up now. You will see a 1 rank 1 blizzard, and from here, just pop your cooldowns and use a max rank. From here, they have to do like a detour to get their way down the ledge. So right here is the perfect burst phase. So push out as much damage as possible, and from here you can just kite them back. If you want to use this as a boosting strategy, you can also just kite them all the way back to the entrance, because the fact is, right now you have them gathered up, and as long as you stay at max distance, they can't cast anything on you. So if you want to use this as a boosting strategy, and you want the boosties to just be able to AFK, you can just kite these guys all the way back, and keep on using blizzards all the time. But if you do that, you won't have this ledge to reset, so keep that in mind. If you're a bit insecure on whether or not you'll be able to pull off, then just standing here and doing this on repeat is the best way to do it. The boosties can also just walk in here now, because you have cleared the way, you have pulled everything, so they can just go in here by themselves, as long as they avoid a couple of mobs. So if you want to kill them here, then just tell your boosties to come into this room, but also stay out of combat. So from here you just walk back and forth, you blink over here, try to line of sight or be away from the boss. So if you want to go a bit further up, then make sure you're not in line of sight from the boss itself. So I'm using the stair you can see here, I'm standing kind of behind the stairs, so the boss can't see me. I'm using line of sight. So just beware that there is a boss patrolling up and down, and don't pull him. If you pull the boss, it's almost a guaranteed wipe. You can actually pull it off even with pulling the boss, but it's going to be insanely difficult. He puts down some healing totems that will heal the mobs themselves, so keep that in mind as well. Just don't pull the boss. Just realize the boss is there. You put a skull on him if you have to, and just use line of sight. What I usually do is I try to blink towards the back end of the bridge, so you don't blink into the boss either. And from here you just use some rank 1 blizzards, max ranks, whatever you want. When the mobs get too close, jump back up again, reset the entire pool, they will go back, try to counter spell if one person is casting, like there, just so he gets into the pack again, because you don't want them to be too spread. You want them to die at around the same time. I have also noticed that there is kind of a diminishing return on experience gains. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but I think if you kill one mob, then you have a certain amount of time to kill the rest, otherwise they give way less experience. At least I think that's how it works, because I have seen a couple of pulls where I barely get 1 bar of experience, even with rested experience, and the mobs that would usually give me 5,000 experience sometimes just gives me 1,000 experience, or even all the way down to 200 experience as well. So my tip there is that when you see the mobs start to die, use an additional burst phase and just damage them all the way down. If you have to kite a bit extra or just move down a bit faster, go for it. Just know that when one mob dies, you kind of want to finish them off. At least that's what I've gathered so far. So to get the full experience value from this farm itself, just make sure they die at around the same time, or when one of them starts to die, just finish off the rest. So one thing I'll comment on right now is that I could have used this mana ruby right here instead of evocation, because that way I could put the cooldown on those mana rubies and mana gems, and that way I could use the evocate later. So for example, if you want to be as prepared as possible for mana issues from the pool, craft 2 or craft as many as possible mana gems, use 1 first, then use evocate whenever you go out of mana again, and then use your mana gem the next time. That way you optimize your cooldown usage, so don't copy me on that one, but use the mana gem first just to put it on cooldown, then use the evocate next time you need mana again, and just optimize that setup. One thing I'll also say is that you should probably use Mage armor, like I'm using right now, during the kill phase itself, just in case you get that rain of fire on you, so you can stay inside the rain of fire for a little bit longer without actually dying from it, and you have a higher chance of resisting. So that's just some minor stuff, but if you just want that extra bit of survival, use Mage armor so you can stand in the rain of fire. You can also see me use ice barrier all the time, which I probably don't even have to. It's just like extra security, so once again you can stand in the rain of fire and the ice barrier will absorb the damage. But if you can just avoid the damage at all, then you can save that mana to do more damage through Blizzard and stuff like that. So if you can just not use Ice Barrier, that is better. And right there you can see me use my Mana Ruby, so now they are all on cooldown. So if you use that one first, then evocate, these will probably be off cooldown whenever you need them again, so go for the Mana Ruby first. I should also say that you probably want to have first aid for this, so you can see my health is kind of low. So you kind of want first aid, but then again, if you know how to do the kill phase and the ledge trick for jumping, then once you get to this point, you will basically never take damage unless you want to. The only times I really take damage right now is whenever I stand a bit too long inside a rain of fire, so there's no reason to take damage, so as long as you survive the pull itself, as well as the first ice block, then there's no more damage involved, so you don't need first aid, but it's definitely good to have, and you can also use first aid instead of healing potions, but you can also just use healing potions. So now the mobs are starting to die. I'm trying to finish the rest off. I'm trying right now, for example, I'm fishing for clear casts. I got one right there, so that's perfect. I'm kind of low-ish on mana, and I still have cooldowns on my mana gems, so I'm trying to fish for clear casts as well as use my clear casts. Not really sure why I didn't use the previous one, but the more damage you can do right now, the better it is, because one of them died, and you want to get the full experience values from the farm itself. So without talking too much about this, I'll show you the second ledge trick as well, that you can use as a backup if this one starts to fail. Okay, so the second ledge trick is right about here. This one is very pixel perfect. Makes absolutely no sense, but you just saw me blink on top here, and you can use this ledge as well to just kite them back and forth. You can look at the way I'm pathing my character right now. If you take one step back, they will reset and walk towards you instead. Then, like this, I took one step back, they will walk away. When you walk back up, they will walk towards you again. So you can use this ledge trick to kind of abuse their pathing and kill them on top of the ledge. I never actually got this to work though when it comes to just kiting them back and forth right here. I've seen the real Esquire on Twitch do this method and it's absolutely insane. So for example, you can kill them right here by forcing them to walk back and forth by walking one step back and one step up. So right here I took one step back, they will start walking back again. You take one step up and they should start walking towards you. And from here you just cast max rank blizzards right where I'm pointing my mouse right now. So you want to make sure that your blizzard hits the ground but also hits the wall, if that makes sense. So just cast it right here, it will hit the mobs as they're pathing to you. Actually getting up here is kind of easy once you know how, so just copy the way I blinked on top here, and it should be a no problem. So you can also use this as a backup ledge, just in case you fail the other one, or you want to kite them further. So you could see it once again, the blink right there, just position yourself correctly, stand in the exact same pixel I was standing on, look the same way that I was looking, and do that thing. It's super easy once you just get the hang of it. It's gonna take some practice, or at least it took me some practice, but once you got the jump itself, it's fairly easy. So this is basically the backup ledge that you can use. I still prefer the other one, it's a lot more casual friendly. This one requires a lot of practice. If you want to kite them and kill them right here, at least, it requires practice. The blink itself is easy, but pixel perfecting this walking back and forth on the ledge, it's so pixel perfect that I end up just falling down all the time, so it's not optimal, but it's a good backup. And if you can get the pixel perfection just to kite the mobs back and forth on the ledge to abuse that pathing and kill them right here, it's absolutely great. You can also pull the casters, but you can see that thing on the wall right there. It's a line of sight. Right now, those guys got through the wall, which means they are in within line of sight now. But if you kite them and you kill them behind that wall, then even though they walk through the wall, it's still a line of sight, so you don't have to worry about any casts. as long as you keep the casters behind that wall. So it's an absolutely great way of doing this farm. So that is the backup ledge, it's the main trick as well. So now you have 2 ledges you can use in slave pens. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, the walkthrough. I kind of just wanted to talk about slave pens and talk about this as well, because I haven't seen any in-depth video guides on slave pens lately that includes both of these ledges, and I think it's important to know, at least for mages out there, how to do slave pens. It's a great way to solo level. You can sell the boosts, so starting super early. I'm doing this as a level 62 or 63 mage right now. My mage is level 65, but this was recorded a couple of days ago, so this is doable already at level 60. But at level 60 you might need some hit gear, otherwise they can resist. So the higher level you are, the better. You want to be level 63, so they don't resist too much, but even if they resist, it shouldn't really be a problem. So hopefully these ledge tricks helps you guys out. Now you know both of them. Let me know in the comments down below if you have a mage and if you will do this. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more TBC content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.